Today's scripture reading is going to be Acts 2, verses 44 to 45. Now all who believed were together and had all things in common, and sold their possessions and goods, and divided them among all, as anyone had need. This world likes to instill in us that we should always look out for me, myself, and I, putting ourselves above all. But as we see in these scriptures, we are told the opposite. Here we see that not only did they believe in Jesus Christ, counting it as common ground, but they also acted on that belief by being more like Christ. They loved others by not just words, but by their actions. This reminds me of a story in Luke 12, verses 13 to 21. To sum it up, there was a certain rich man who had an abundance of crops, so much so that he had no room for them. Now, instead of sharing his excess, he chose to take down his current barns to build greater ones. This rich man chose to hoard the excess that he was blessed with, supposing that he can now take it easy, for he had much crops. This is God's response to the man in verse 20 to 21. Fool, this night your soul will be required of you. Then whose will those things be which you have provided? So is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God. As I mentioned before, this world tries to make us more me-centered than others-centered. However, today's scripture reading shows us that we are not meant to hoard our belongings. We are meant to share with all those who have need. When we choose to be rich towards others, we are in turn being rich toward God. We are taught in scriptures that when you feed and clothe someone, you are in turn feeding and clothing God himself. Assuredly I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of the least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. Matthew 25, verse 40. So here's your question. Are you more like the man who hoarded the excess that God provided? Or are you more like the ones in today's scripture, the ones who shared their belongings with those in need? Don't allow yourself to be me-centered like the world says that we should. Don't sway towards the wide path of the world. Instead, be God-centered, taking the narrow yet fruitful path of Jesus Christ. And don't forget that where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.